Welcome to a brand new episode of My First Car Podcast. I am speaking softly because if I speak loudly, this happens to my voice.
That was horrible.
Did you like that? I know. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I'm losing it, but as long as I keep a regular volume, as long as I keep a regular volume, I should be okay. Anyway, our guest today is one of the bouldery fist variety. His name is Guude. He is my friend. We've been friends for, 6 years now on the YouTube space. Great guy. Awesome cars. Very consistent.
Mm-hmm. Extremely consistent.
Very consistent. But we had a really fun chat with him. And my voice was way better back then. So make sure you stick around for that. Coming up later in the show. But first, Jeff, I believe we have some questions. We are now encouraging our patrons to ask us questions on the Discord, and we will be answering them on the show.
So we have two questions from the same person, from Matt, or also known as Stellar MC. First question. What is the best or coolest road you've ever driven on, and what made it so great?
Okay, you go first, because mine, I don't know.
So, I haven't driven on too many really cool roads. Like, I see in all of Captain Sparkle's videos, he's driving around the California mountainsides and stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't have that here. We do not. We have Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
Which is technically a mountain, but I haven't driven there, so it doesn't matter. So the only one that brings back memories, and I was just trying to think about this, and one drive or one road actually brings back, I don't know, some really cool memories from when I was younger. And that's actually road just a little bit north of here. It's not I'm not going to say where it is, but it's about 5-10 minutes north of where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So probably closer to where you used to live.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's the one.
Just because there's no other drive or road that I can think of that it sticks out in my brain. And the reason why this one sticks out is because when I had my first car, when I had my Eagle Talon, the great mythical Eagle Talon,
the crowd favorite.
Oh, the crowd favorite. I would drive down that road, and that was the first road I went a little bit higher than the speed limit.
Okay, good wording there.
Yep, thank you. Just a little bit.
Just like 5 kilometers.
Yeah, just 5 or...
Just very, very small amount higher.
But it was just that first feeling when I had my first car, going super fast and just by myself, having fun. I don't know. It was kind of like a feeling of freedom because there's nothing there. It's kind of the middle of nowhere. I don't know. It just brings back some cool thoughts from when I was younger.
Now that you mention that, yeah, up where I used to live, I mean, those were some pretty decent roads. It's pretty flat, not a lot of bumps. Some can get kind of windy, but for the most part, they're pretty straight, like grid patterns.
Yeah.
But if you find a nice windy one, it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess. Well, I did that Forza trip when I traveled from Italy through France to Spain. I didn't drive at all, so those were some amazing roads, but I can't say those because I didn't actually drive them. I guess if I had to pick, it would be a road near where I used to live where it was just very, very windy.
Yeah.
The max speed was only 60 kilometers an hour, however, so you couldn't have too much fun with it. But really windy, and actually cut between some trees and stuff. Like, it was tree lined. And eventually it comes to a dead end, and you got to turn around and drive it back. So it doesn't even go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But that I drove that one, now that you mention where I used to live. I drove that one probably 3 or 4 times by myself just because I really enjoyed it. So that's probably it. I guess the common theme for me for roads would be like nice windy roads with nice scenery outside the city. No potholes. I have enough of that in Toronto. No potholes. And that just makes the perfect road for me.
Yeah. And actually, now that you mentioned the long, windy roads, I had a flashback to driving home from Petawawa back to Toronto. And there's quite a few roads way up north there, up like just northeast of Algonquin Park, if you guys can look that up on Google Maps. There's a lot of towns and a lot of little tiny like hamlets up there that are right on the water, right on a river or a lake. And you're winding around the corner, around the lake, and it's really nice, really scenic. and no potholes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No potholes. Common theme. What's the other question you had?
So I have
for
a
us?
question. Historically, this is interesting. I like to see people's responses to both of these. If you guys respond in the comments or the Reddit or wherever.
Yeah, because I always think... Go ahead and ask the question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Historically, how long have you usually held on to your daily driver vehicle? Are you 1 year and done kind of person? Or the warranty and or until the warranty's up, or do you drive it till it dies?
So I always thought that I was a little bit weird because I don't think I've owned a car for longer than 3 years. And I know people who've owned their cars forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, it's like 3 years. I think I had my Range Rover for 4 years, and I think that would have been the most. My Focus, I believe I had that for 3. And then I had the, I think every single car has been 3 years except for the Range Rover. And I guess the Jag now will be 4 years because that's when the lease is up. And then I'm trading in it for something else. I don't tend to hold on to cars very long.
Yeah. I'm kind of the opposite because so I had my Eagle Talon for probably, I think 3 or 4 years. But then the rest of my cars have been essentially until not until they die, but until they die
emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
Until they no longer have any life left.
Pretty much. But like, I've always sold them. I've always sold my cars and they've always been drivable. But there's just like little issues where it might cost more to fix the car than it's actually worth. And it's worth more to sell it at this point. Like my Mazda and my Lancer, both sold them a little bit before they died. Like they were kind of on the tail end, but not until they're completely dead. But that's more for me, it's different because we have 2 cars, right? My wife has a car, I have a car.
Right, yeah.
And we tried at the start to alternate the car that we're currently paying for. So we tried at the start.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So when I had my Mazda and she got the minivan.
Mm-hmm.
My Mazda was paid off a long time ago.
Right.
And the idea was to drive my Mazda until the minivan was paid off, and then I would get something new, and kind of we would keep switching back and forth. Unfortunately, she totaled the minivan, which kind of put a damper on the situation, and had to.
I mean, that's what you do with minivans, right? They're so fast, you can't help but just go around those corners super quick.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell the story of how it happened, but it's kind of sad. Not sad in like a bad, negative way. It's sad in a, I don't know. I wouldn't want to tell that story.
Sadness shouldn't have happened. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we usually try and keep them a little bit longer than a couple of years. At least get the value out, because we don't lease. We like finance or buy.
Right. Yeah.
That's another.
I've always financed or bought my vehicles except for my Jag, which was a lease, because I came to the realization that I don't hold on to them longer than a few years anyway.
Yeah.
So there's really no point in financing. At the end of the lease, just return it and get something else. And because I like trying new cars all the time too, so I don't know. I'm kind of weird that way. It's definitely not the smartest financial move, that's for sure.
Well, the only reason why historically we've financed instead of leased, at least for me, was because I wanted to modify my cars. Like, and if you modify them on a lease, you need to put it back to stock before you return it.
That's true. Yeah.
Sounds like a waste of time to me.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So like for my Mazda, it was all lowered and the lights were all changed, and I didn't keep any of the old parts, so it would have been a huge pain in the butt
no kidding.
to switch back. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what everyone thinks, because there's I've heard a lot of different comments on that, where like my father-in-law leases a car for 3 years and that's it. That's all he's ever had. He gets a new car every 3 years. But then there's tons of people that drive their cars. Well, you see them on the road. I don't know how people are still driving some of these cars that I see on the road.
I know, right?
They must have been driving. Like there's, I forget. I should have been part of my sighting, but there's like an early 90s. What was it? Like a Buick or something? Mm-hmm. Just destroyed. It looks like it had been in some sort of, I don't know, a big wreck. Like it had flipped or something.
Yeah.
And the rust was taking over the entire thing. But they're still just driving it. I don't know.
I know. As long as that engine remains well tuned and maintained, I guess you can pretty much go forever with something.
I guess so.
It's unfortunate because gotta get those things off the road.
Yeah,
anyway, speaking of sightings, by the way, I'm super excited to tell you about my sighting. It's honestly, I don't think I'll ever see one again. But yeah, I guess we should move on to news now.
Yeah, sightings later in the show. Stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly.
So news, I'll cover mine real quick.
Sure.
Because this came up, I think, last week or a couple days ago, something like that. Which is interesting, and I'm really curious what people think about this. And it's just Audi is getting rid of manual transmissions in the United States.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I didn't think that was such a big problem. I thought people were still buying manual Audis. Like when I think of Audi, I think of like the S4 or something. So something awesome that I'd like to own, and I definitely don't want that in automatic.
No, yeah. But I like on the subreddit, on the cars subreddit that I found, one of the guys commented saying, "I own a 2018 manual A4 and work for Audi. No one was buying the manuals, and most of the ones around have been sitting on dealer lots for a long time." And he went on to say that the manual car that he got was actually purchased and it had been sitting on the lot for like 6 months, and that never happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does that mean that if you go to an Audi dealership now, could you get a sweet deal on a manual transmission Audi?
Well, now we just told everyone. Everyone's going to buy them. There's going to be none left.
I believe Acura, Infiniti, Lexus. I think all those companies as well are not offering manual transmissions anymore either.
Which is it's crazy to me that's the.
It's a sign of the times, man.
Ugh.
Everybody's getting lazy.
Big time.
They all want automatic transmissions.
To be honest, I wish I had automatic right now.
Really?
Just for the daily commute, because it's such a pain in the butt.
I get. Yeah, you're right.
But
you're
other
right.
than
the
that,
daily commute.
I would have to have a second car just to drive standard.
Yeah, I wonder if what I said might be the case though. Can you go to like an Audi dealership and do they have crazy deals on because they can't get rid of them apparently, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because when I was buying my current car now, I bought it in January, February, something like that. It's so hard when you're searching Auto Trader or like even the dealership searches, just clicking that box that says manual limits you to like 3 cars.
Yeah, I know, it's nuts.
I don't understand where they're all going.
People just don't want to drive manual anymore. I don't understand it either. It's just so much fun. Whatever.
Kids these days.
Go get yourself a cheap manual Audi, people.
They're probably going to be like 10 times the price. Limited edition.
Yeah, exactly. We will no longer sell any of these. Actually, it might be if you're a collector, buy yourself a manual like the last year A4 or something. And like 30 years down the road, you'll probably have like a collector's item.
What's the high end, like the performance Audi, like the race one?
The R8?
Yeah, that's not even, you can't even get that in standard.
No, yeah, I think that's paddle shifters.
Ugh, paddle shifters. What's the point?
I know, right? You gotta have that clutch, good old clutch.
Exactly.
I found or I saw the 2019 BMW Z4. Now I clicked on this thing. I had not seen the concept version revealed before, but the 2019 BMW Z4 was revealed.
Ooh.
But there seems to be a little bit of, this is always the case when they reveal a new model. The concept cars are always so much cooler than what they end up going with. And even though the Z4 that they ended up going with looks really, really good, if you look at the concept version, man, why do companies do that? That's a question I have for everybody out there. Why do companies decide to tease us with a sweet concept version vehicle and then they change it up for the production model?
So this is the first time I'm seeing this. The main picture on the page, which one is that?
Are you talking about the red one?
Yeah.
That is the 2000. Yeah, that's the model. So
that's the production one.
Yes, there's a second link there.
Okay.
Where I put concept version.
Yep.
If you click on that one, then you can see the concept version.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm seeing either of these. Okay. So
yeah.
Let me look at the concept one.
The concept one just looks
Ooh.
so mean and like nasty and like really nice. Like I'd buy that, and then I look at the production model, and even though it still looks good, once I've seen the concept model, I no longer want the production model.
So typically, concept cars look like ridiculous. They look,
Yeah.
some of them look really cool, but they look ridiculous and outlandish because that's kind of the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
This seems doable.
Exactly.
The front of it looks so mean and just like
I know.
like a shark face or something. I don't know. It's crazy looking.
Yeah, I don't think there are any engine specs on it, but were you a fan of the Z3s, by the way, back in the day?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I always thought they looked like shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I don't like those.
And so when I saw the Z4, I'm like, whoa, finally, they got it right, I think.
Yeah.
It actually looks really, really good. And then I saw the concept model, and it's like, okay, nope. They should have gone with the concept.
So yeah,
It
this
still looks good. It looks a little bit dated to me.
the actual production one.
The actual one, yeah. It looks like I've seen that before. Maybe like an old... It kind of looks like the old Mercedes... Oh, what's the model? I'm not sure what the model is. The old Roadsters, the Mercedes Roadsters, also convertible, I believe. I wish I could remember what that was. But yeah, that was years back when those were released, and this kind of just reminds me of that, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The 100%. I forget what model you're talking about, but
Is it the...
I can see it.
Yeah.
Especially with
Let me try to
the.
find it.
Oh wow. Okay, so the concept looks so aggressive and something that is still doable
Mm-hmm.
with today's whatever. Like I don't know. If they put this out, it would be the coolest thing on the road. But the front
Right.
of the actual production looks like, I don't know, something that Honda could do. Like it looks like the back of the new Civics. It's just a whole bunch
Yeah.
of little pockets and things. I don't know.
I think it was the Mercedes SL class, like back in I guess mid to 2010s, like 2014 ish. It looks really, really similar to that to me.
It almost looks cheap. I don't know.
The exterior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it struck me as like, oh, okay, that's better than the Z3 because the Z3 was an abomination.
Yeah, 100%.
It's better than the Z3 for sure. I would probably drive one of these where I wouldn't be caught dead in a Z3.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that concept car just makes me like question what they're doing with their lives.
I wonder what the separation is between a concept car and the actual production model. Especially, there's a lot of concept cars never actually make it into production. Like they're just ridiculous, dreamt up ideas. But this is an actual, like they released the concept of an actual model.
Right.
And it's not even, I don't know.
Yep. Well, it is what it is, BMW. You had a good thing, you had to go and ruin it.
Now, here's a question. What's your favorite model BMW?
Ooh, favorite model BMW.
Like current, today.
Oh, current.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Class
I'm trying to
or
like
whatever.
well, it's got to be the M series vehicles. Like the M6 is amazing to me. No?
Yeah.
I just love, definitely the M6. And they all kind of look similar anyway. But just the performance you get with the M6, I'd take the M6 any day.
So I don't know if you've seen, but the BMW, again, this is, unfortunately, I think it's a concept, but it's on their official webpage under automobiles. The BMW Concept M8 Grand Coupe.
The BMW M8.
Oh, yeah. But it says concept right on the page.
Oh, yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah, but they're gonna screw that up.
Exactly, yep.
They're gonna screw that up 100%.
That's basically just a Civic, right? That's what it's going to turn into.
What was that? What's your view on the BMW is it the i7?
Which one is that? The
electric one. Yeah.
I'd have to.
That's the new one. The i7 is the new. What was the one that came out that everybody just went nuts over?
They had two. Yeah, because they had two electric ones, right? I thought they did.
Yes. Okay, so there's the i8. The i8 that everybody like lost their marbles over, that everybody loved, and I hated it.
It looks kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I forget who it was that had one. Another YouTuber guy had one.
Yeah, I know a couple YouTubers actually that had one, and he traded it in. The one that I knew about, he traded in for a G-Class wagon. Yeah,
I don't know. I appreciate the balls of actually doing something ridiculous with a car.
Yeah,
I appreciate that because it does look insane, but it's almost so insane that it looks cool.
Yeah, I never really got the thing with it is those black portions of it. I think if it was all the same color, I would love it, but then they split it up with like these black sort of highlights and stuff. It never did it for me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's why I didn't pick it as my favorite. I definitely would go with like the M6 or something.
I mean, yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Yeah, M6 or M8, I'm in.
M8, mate?
Mate?
Okay. The moment you've all been waiting for. I'm super excited to just share with you my sighting. Okay. I don't think I'll ever see one of these things again. You go first.
No. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. I want to hear this.
Okay. The other day, driving down a side road near where I live, I saw in the driveway, somebody's driveway, I'm not sure what year it was, but it was a Lamborghini Jalpa or Jalpa. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's Jalpa.
Holy crap.
I have never seen one of these things before, and they only made apparently 410 of them.
What?
Yeah, and so I saw one the other day in somebody's driveway, and it was red as well. I tried to link the picture that was closest to what I saw. It was red, and it looked like it was in great shape. And yeah, only 410 produced from 1981 to 1988, and it was 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, which is not that great nowadays at all. But yeah, it had like the big V8, and I don't know. I wish I could hear what it sounded like.
Oh yeah, the chances of you seeing that.
I know, right?
Why would there?
It was a nice day.
Yeah,
it was a nice day. Sun was out. I guess the guy may have just been washing it, maybe because it looked really, really shiny. Man. And yeah, I saw it, and I want one now. I think what I was reading, I read about it when I got home too. I think it was released as a competitor to the Ferrari 308, I believe at the time.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and if you put them side by side, I think I would prefer the 308. It looks a little bit cooler than it looks a little. I like more understated vehicles.
Lamborghini's not
so yeah, the Ferrari 308 looks a little bit less intense than the Jalpa or Jalpa. I don't know how to pronounce this thing either. Is the J silent?
Yeah,
no idea.
No idea. That's
so
cool. Holy cow, that thing's awesome.
I think it is Jalpa. It says Spanish pronunciation.
It starts with an X.
Yeah, I don't know. Shalpa?
Jalpa?
Zalpa. But yeah, it looks really awesome. I don't think I'll ever see one again. And if you have one out there, you have one of 410.
Wow. So
that's good for you.
I could see where they were going with the Ferrari competition there.
Yeah, the 308. I think they were both priced similarly as well. And now I actually looked up the values, and I believe the Jalpa you can get average value. I believe is around 70 to 80 grand.
Really?
And the 308's around 90. So the 308 is still a little bit more, even though they produced way more of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That it was made from, I guess, only 81 to 88.
81, yeah, 81 to 88.
Man, Lamborghinis are so cool. Like I love the history of Lamborghinis.
They're just so crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good sighting.
It is a good sighting.
Yeah.
And then the the Ferrari 308, I was just looking that up. They were produced from 75 to 85. So yeah, the Lamborghini probably saw Ferrari's success with the 308 halfway through their run, and then decided in the early 80s to compete. And so they brought out the Jalpa with only 410 produced. I wish I could see how many 308s were produced, because to me it seems like they should be less valuable than the Jalpa.
Yeah. Interesting. That's cool. I'm going to have to look up Lamborghini's history again. Okay, so for my sighting, it wasn't specifically mine, but this is a local sighting.
Okay.
You might have seen this in the news. Batman pulled over in Brampton.
Oh my gosh.
So this was
Of course.
This was like 10 minutes from my work.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. To describe this for the people, the Batmobile. I'm not joking. I'm not being. Literally, a police officer in Ontario, in Toronto, pulled over the Batmobile.
The one and only.
The actual, like an actual Batmobile. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the I think it's the one from
the first Batman, isn't it? Does the Michael Keaton Batman? It looks like.
Yeah. There's a video on the article here of someone driving by, and just as they're driving by with their camera out, Batman jumps out of the car to greet the police officer. Like,
of course he does.
A dude dressed head to toe in like a legit, authentic Batman costume.
Yeah, that's definitely the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But I thought this was hilarious.
That guy actually goes to a lot of. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Yeah. He goes to a lot of like charity events and car shows and stuff. He's actually a really cool guy, from what I hear. He does a lot of volunteering too, and visits hospitals, kids in hospitals. So, yeah, good on him.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, this guy's kind of a known thing around, I guess, around our parts. But this hit the front page of Reddit, and it was all over Twitter and everything. I thought it was really interesting because it's literally just down the road from us.
Man, he jumps out of the top of that car. That is amazing.
Like he's not climbing out gently. He literally does like a full-on Batman jump out the front, or I don't know, I guess the top of the car.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, go check out this little this clip on the article. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Holy cow.
I guess it's time to bring out like we've kept him in a room or something.
He's stuffed in the back. Hang on.
It's time to release the Guude. Really cool talk with him, and oh man, his car history is just so consistent. You guys, you will not hear a more consistent. Round. There's only a couple of anomalies in there, and he regrets them both, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, enjoy our talk with Guude. Our guest today is a good friend of mine. I don't think he's ever met Jeff before in person.
We played together.
Did you?
Did we? Oh, hold fast. I see your name there. I've only heard Jeff. But yeah, we played together before.
There you go. He's a friend to all of us. You know him better as Mr. Boulderfist, Guude Boulderfist. YouTube.com/Guude. I guess you don't need the Boulderfist on there anymore, right?
No.
Or
just Guude.
Twitch.tv/Guude.
That's me.
Nailed it.
Me. A friend to all.
Yeah, a friend to all and everyone. The sexiest man alive, 2015.
Then all my hair fell out, and they give me no more awards.
Oh,
no more awards for bald heads. My hair is falling out. This is bad news for me.
Dude, people love Bruce Willis.
But you have the beard. I feel like it doesn't matter.
Unless I can grow it long enough to comb over my bald head.
The reverse comb over, like it goes
from
down
the bottom,
around the back of your head and back up to the top.
You know how the man bun is in? I'll just like grow it really long and then just do a little man bun at the top of my head with the beard. It'll be great.
The ladies love Bruce Willis. You just gotta rock that.
I guess so, right? Oh man, yeah. I think he's an odd-looking dude anyway.
Yeah,
Bruce.
Is it?
I know Kurt is rocking the bald way better than I feel like I ever can.
Oh yeah,
he's got the right head for it.
He does. Yeah, he does a good job with the bald head. The thing to me is I want to shave my head, but at the same time, I've shaved my head before when I had a beard, and the transition from beard to shaved head is really difficult to master.
Yeah. You know what I think you did smart was you put on the hat early enough that you can just go bald now and freedom.
That's true. The hat is just my thing. It's funny too. Like I wore the hat. A lot of people thought I was bald like way back when I started, and I wasn't. I had a nice full head of hair, but I just wear the hat because it's way more convenient than having to like comb my hair and stuff.
Right. I wish I see now. If I put a hat on, people are like, "Oh, it's because he's bald."
Anyway, we're here to talk about vehicles and vehicular history. I think that sounds like a charge to catch.
Right. What's your vehicular history? I didn't do it, officer.
So we have a couple questions we ask all our guests. The first question being, can you please take us through your car history right up until the first car? And then the second question being, what was your first car? So I guess maybe starting from what you're driving, or maybe we could start from the second car and move up. How about that?
Okay, hold on.
Do you remember that?
I remember all my cars, but I don't. The line of questioning. So do I start with the car I have now and go back in time,
until
or do I start with the second car?
You could pick either one. You could start with your second ever car and go lead up to what you're driving now, or you can go reverse ways.
Okay, I'm going to start with what I'm driving now and go back.
Okay.
So, and I have a list in front of me. So I decided to write it. I took notes of my life just to make sure notes. I could remember. So I'm currently driving a 2014 VW Beetle GSR.
And that's a special Beetle, isn't it?
It is. They only made 3,500 of them total. They shipped 1,750 of them to the United States, and 1,750 of them stayed in Europe. And they're a throwback to they've done this twice. I don't remember the original year they did the first GSR, but it was with the original Beetle. And it stands for something in German. I should have looked up ahead of time. It's not in my notes. But it's a German word, which I think translates to basically bumblebee.
Great sporty racer.
Why is it Scottish when you say it?
That was my best German accent. I got nothing for you.
But it's a black and yellow vehicle. The specs are slightly different from the average Beetle that was made in 2014 turbo. They did something slightly different with the engine. I'm not the car guy. I just know I've always liked Beetles, and so a rare Beetle to me seemed like the cooler option, and so that's what really drew me to it.
It looks like a little bumblebee.
It does. It's I just googled GSR and nothing Volkswagen related came up. I was gonna try to find what GSR stood for.
I'm gonna try to find it. Actually, you keep talking.
Okay. So before that, I had a 2011 Beetle, which was a black Beetle. It came out. That was the first year they did the new Beetle, because they've had several iterations of the new Beetle. So I got that one when the new design was revealed. Prior to that, I had a 1999 VW Beetle, which was the second year of the new Beetle.
Wow, there's a lot of Beetles in your history.
I have a lot. I've had mostly Beetles.
I've got big news. I know what it stands for.
Okay,
it's
don't butcher it.
I'll try not to. Gelb Schwarz Renner.
It was still Scottish.
I can't do the German. I'm sorry. I guess that's some sort of dude's name. I don't know.
So it doesn't. I thought it meant. I thought it had some. Which means in English, yellow black.
Oh, yes, wait, maybe that's
Gelb Schwarzrenner, which in English means yellow black.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's what this is saying.
Oh, yeah, yellow black racer in English. I should have read the rest of that sentence. Yeah, it means yellow black racer. That's awesome. Gelb Schwarzrenner. That's German. That is not Scottish.
I had bought a 69 Beetle that just kind of sat.
Oh, that's kind
of cool. And I've sold it because I am awful at. In fact, my 99 Beetle, it sat in my yard for a long time and I didn't drive it. And I went and had it fixed. I had like the gas tank replaced and all the hoses and everything replaced because it only had like 30,000 miles on it when I stopped driving it. Mm-hmm. And so there wasn't anything wrong with it. I just stopped driving and it sat there and kind of got ran down. So I went and had everything replaced that was wrong with it. New tires, all that stuff. And I drove it like for 2 months and then I stopped driving it again because I got the 2011 Beetle. Mm-hmm. And it's in the same condition it was back when I spent like $2,000 to get everything replaced. Now it's in my yard and it needs, and I should have just sold it. I had an offer on it like 3 or 4 years ago and I was like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just going to keep it. And I should have just sold it then because I don't know why I held on to it. So
you currently own 2 Beetles?
I do. I have a 99 black Beetle that was actually a graduation present. My grandma, my dad always had this thing. He always said that if I graduated high school, that he'd buy me a car for a graduation present.
That's kind of cool.
But he passed away before I graduated. So I guess my grandma felt she needed to carry that torch. So when I graduated, she bought me the 99 Beetle. Which she often brings up is like, I spent all my money on that Beetle and it's just sitting out there.
What's the infatuation with Beetles?
I don't know. I realized, I think I was with Beef somewhere when I had the realization, because we were walking down the street at some convention. I was pointing at cars that I liked, and it dawned on me that every vehicle I pointed at had round headlights. And so I think the infatuation might be with the headlights. But when I was growing up, the first car I ever remember us having as a family too was an orange Beetle. I don't remember the year on it.
Yeah, that's probably more where it comes from for sure.
Probably, yeah. I remember they had an 8-track player.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
remember we'd go and like help my uncles at the farm. I remember one time I like jumped off the roof and tried to swing on a branch, and I about died, like fell on the ground and thought it was all over. So yeah, I think that's probably a big part of it. When I look at cars I like, it always kind of seem to go back to
The headlights.
these round headlights.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Right.
But my first car wasn't a Beetle. But I'm gonna list the other cars that we owned as a family at one
great
point
idea.
too.
Okay.
We had, they're also all Volkswagens. The first car that me and my ex-wife bought together was a 2010 Volkswagen Rabbit. And that's when they brought the Rabbit back, because they had the Jetta, which is basically the same thing. And they brought the Rabbit back briefly. And when they did that, we got a Rabbit. Before that was my mom had bought Crystal a VW Fox. It was a 1990 white Fox, and her dad had bought her a diesel 1980 VW Rabbit. That was her first car. That was our first car together as a family.
Man, so many Volkswagens. Do you like work with
yeah,
them or something?
yeah. And that diesel Rabbit, her dad paid $400 for it. We put 100,000 miles on that car, and then she sold it to the guy that worked on it here for $800 with a blown head gasket. He knew it had a blown head gasket. So that Rabbit, it
really
was a good
paid
car.
off.
It did.
Wow.
And we did buy an Outback, but that was right before we got divorced, so that wasn't like a family car.
A
basically.
Subaru, ew.
I know, right? But that was we have a daughter, we need to buy a family vehicle. And in fact, we agreed to this, and we went to go look at the Subaru dealership, and that's how I ended up with the GSR, because we drove by the Volkswagen dealership. We were looking to see what they had in the family car lineup, and we saw the GSR, and Crystal was like, "Do you know what that is, right?" And I was like, "I don't have any clue, honestly." Oh, wait, can I cuss on your podcast?
Well, you can. It'll just gives Jeff extra work when he's editing.
Sorry, Jeff. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I didn't have any idea what the GSR was, but she knew, and she was like, "That's the car you really want." And so we ended up, instead of buying a family car that day, we ended up trading in my 2011 on the 2014 GSR, and got the Subaru later.
Nice.
But my first car, is it time for that?
Oh, have you ran through everything already?
That's all my cars.
Okay,
That's all
so you
the
had
cars I've ever
all
owned.
Volkswagens except for one odd Subaru.
One odd Subaru.
Okay, I'm
Are
really
all-
excited to. Was the first car a Volkswagen?
It wasn't.
Okay, I'm very excited now. I feel like this is like the most anxious I've ever been in all of our guests to know what the first, especially after that history. All Volkswagens except the Subaru. And now,
The Volkswagen has come out with a new family car, actually, and I really like it. I can't remember. It's not the Tiguan or the I don't remember what the name of the Touareg. It's not either of those. They have a new SUV, and I kind of want to get it, but I also don't want to. They keep emailing me and calling me trying to get me to trade in my GSR because I paid it off, and it's only got 30,000 miles on it, and they're just like, "We want it back. Let's give it." I'm like, but they only made so many of them. I'm just going to keep this car, even if I have to like put it in a little bottle or something. I don't want to get rid of it.
Don't just keep that. Eventually, that will probably be like a collector car. You're gonna have to wait a long time, but it's probably gonna be
right.
A collector car.
The steering wheel is numbered. Actually, it's got a plaque on the steering wheel. I'm 36 out of 3,500.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
What GSR I
Are
am?
you talking about the Volkswagen Atlas?
Atlas?
That's a big.
Oh yes, that is what it is. That is it. I've looked at him every time I go up there.
That's
and,
a meaty looking vehicle.
It is. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't do well with large vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always going to hit something. That is a thing I have. All of the vehicles I've listed to you so far, I have wrecked at least once.
Wow.
Well, except for the ones that were crystals. I never drove for cars because I would wreck them.
Right. Right. Yeah. You want to take that chance.
Yeah, no, I have always. That's why the 99 Beetle sat for so long, because I decided I probably just shouldn't drive because I'm gonna hit something.
Better safe than sorry. This Atlas has like 7 seats and 3 rows, and it's huge.
It is massive, and it's like compared because I honestly considered getting a Subaru. I really like the Subaru. I liked so many things about it, like the way it stays in the lane for you. It's almost it's not a self-driving car, but it's got some of those like baby self-driving features that I really like.
Yeah, mine has that. Also, the cruise control assist is really nice. I don't know if you've got that, where it keeps the same distance from the car in front of you.
Right.
That was awesome.
I do that, but with my foot. It's pretty good.
but then you can't take
manual
a nap.
assist.
Yeah, manual assist. It's a new feature.
I put down a down payment on the Tesla, but I got a refund. I changed my mind.
Yep, same with my buddy. He'd put it down. He was expecting a delivery, I think, in like 2017 or something, and now they're saying 2019, and so he just like gave up on it.
Yeah, they told me early 2018, and then they told me it would be 2019 or 20, and I was like, just let me have that $1,000 back.
You're out in the country too. I don't know if a Tesla would be like the best thing for you.
Yeah, that was also a thought I had. I really just kind of wanted my car to drive for me because I felt like it was less likely to hit things.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
It's for the car's own safety.
I ripped the whole underneath of my 99 Beetle out, and it probably should have been totaled. I ran over like a median, and I just the oil pan shattered, and parts of the oil pan went up into the engine, and it was real bad.
Wow! But you managed to survive. You managed to salvage.
Yeah, they fixed it. And then soon after I got it back, I rear-ended a girl on her way to school. I was coming home from third shift.
I hope she was in a car though.
She was in a car. She was.
It's like a little bump in the
just
Beetle.
crushed the front of the Beetle.
Oh.
And after it got fixed, the place I got it fixed at, the paint just chipped off like 2 months later. All the whole hood, the paint chipped off. I took it back, and they wouldn't repair it. They said it's wear and tear from the road. So I had to end up paying out of pocket to get a new paint job on it because the front was just all messed up. And that's the car that's still sitting out there. And the front on it now is messed up too, where that was at. Even after I got it painted, like whatever happened there in that front end on the hood itself, it was a permanent problem. So I really just need to get rid of this.
So when you need to
Beetle.
go like to places, you take the GSR?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't use. That's why it only has 30,000 miles. While I was still married, we didn't really drive it. It would just be like an occasional car sort of thing. We'd always drive the Outback or the Rabbit before we got rid of the Rabbit.
Okay.
So that's why it has so few miles. But now it's my everyday car. Which like we went to the beach recently, and I used to, I wouldn't. No sandy thing is going to get in the back of my car. So it's you can tell it's and I had it a week, and I got rear-ended. So the bumper on it is not 36 bumper. It's a replacement bumper on the back.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's a shame, especially on like rare numbered vehicles like that. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was pretty sad about that. But all right, first car ever.
Yes. Here we go.
It was my dad's. Whenever he passed away, he left it to me. My first car was a 1987 Mercury Tracer.
Ooh, a Mercury Tracer. I have to look this up.
It was white. It was a white Mercury Tracer.
Mercury Tracer. A white Mercury Tracer.
1987.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Was it a wagon?
No, it was not a wagon. It was a two-door.
A two-door?
Yep.
What?
Wow.
Wait, hatchback?
Yes.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, a little hatch. Was it manual or automatic?
Manual.
It was manual too. Very nice. A little two-door Mercury Tracer hatchback. Wow.
Yeah, all my cars have been manual. Even our family cars were all manual until the 2011 Beetle, the black Beetle I got, and all they had was automatics, and so I switched. And then this GSR was an automatic. I don't honestly miss it. If the GSR had been manual, I would have been cool with that, just because I would have preferred that, I think. But I've gotten used to the automatic at this point. I don't miss the manual.
This is an interesting first car. I didn't even know this thing existed.
It did not have round headlights.
No, it didn't. Everything about it is very squared, actually.
Yeah, it was. When I looked it up before because I was making my list here just to make sure I had the year right and everything, and I forgot how square it was because in my memory it kind of was more rounded than it actually is, but it's pretty square.
It's got some angles on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a good car though. It did me well, and it sat around here until about 1996, I think, is whenever I finally got it. So it had sat for like 6 years, and my grandma would start it, and people would move it occasionally. But it sat for several years, but she kept it up for me, and I got it whenever I got my license at 16.
Oh,
How long did you have that for?
Until I got the 99 Beetle. So
Okay.
I would say I think that was 95 or 96. So 3 or 4 years I drove that to school, and I spent like $2,000 on a stereo system.
Oh yeah, of course you did.
as you do. Yeah.
Yes, it's such a sad story. I sold all my Magic the Gathering cards, which were but now I've looked them up, and like they'd be worth like tens of thousands of dollars if I had them now. I sold them all, bought a stereo system with it, and a week later someone stole it.
Oh, no.
Stole the stereo system.
Yep, not the car, but the stereo system. Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
So it was a
Wow.
very short-lived stereo system. So yeah.
What was your favorite tune to pump in there?
Honestly, it was Mr. Jones by Counting Crows. I never knew how much
nice.
bass that song has at the start until you get a good speaker system. You don't hear the bass, but that song's got so much bass.
I cannot imagine somebody rolling down the street, windows down, pumping Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows.
I thought you were gonna
I
say
think
some
that's
rap
what
or
got my
something.
car stolen. I think the people at the bus stop in the mornings, every morning, that would be my song.
Oh, they gotta
I'd
get
my-
themselves some Counting Crows action.
Yeah. It was but it was a good car. I sold it to my roommate whenever I was after I graduated high school. And so yeah, I don't know what ended up happening to it.
It's down at the New Amsterdam. I've got the song in my head now. I'm gonna play Mr. Jones after we're done this call. So yeah, that's quite a history, man. Like a lot of Volkswagens and a couple of oddball cars.
Yeah. It was,
What was your? Do you have a favorite out of all?
I think the GSR is probably my favorite now. Just because it's not something that I mean, I've seen one other one, and I honestly wanted to chase the person down to find out what number he was. I don't know if that's weird. Be like,
No.
"So what's your steering wheel say, buddy?"
Oh, it says it on the steering wheel.
Yeah, there's like a little plaque on the steering
That's
wheel
kind of cool.
at the base of it. So yeah, just kind of curious. So yeah, I like that it's something that you don't see. Ow, my cat just bit me very hard. I was loving him so well. Yeah, it's just not something you see. So I think it's cool because normally, whatever car you buy, you're gonna see a million of them, unless you're, someone like, I don't know, like Captain Sparkles with his Ford or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So because the infatuation with all the Beetles, growing up, did you have were you into Lamborghinis or anything ridiculous, or did you just always like
My
these
dad had
cars?
got it stuck in my head that Dodge
Yeah.
Vipers were cool.
Oh,
They are
really?
So
cool.
I have a bunch of model Dodge Vipers from my childhood, and I always thought, man, when I get older, I'm going to buy a Dodge Viper. And I think what happened with the Beetle is I remember them announcing the new Beetle. This was when I was still in high school, and I remember I was with my family, my mom and the guy she was with at the time, and I remember saying, I'm going to get one of those when that comes out, and they were like, no, you're not. And so like it got in my head like, oh, I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And then each iteration after that, the new Beetle, I was like, oh, that looks really cool too. And after I got the 99 Beetle, I would go to like Beetle rallies and stuff, and like go to
Nice.
the mountains and these like big groups of like 100 Beetles and stuff. So yeah,
Wow.
I always liked all the Porsche cars as well.
Yeah.
Which is a same designer.
thing. Same car.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever thought
So-
about grabbing a Porsche?
I have, and the thing that when you talk about where I live, that's the thing that really I'm not going to spend $70,000 on a car and park it in a gravel driveway.
Right. You rented a Porsche once, didn't you? I think it
I
was.
did
we
at
went
one of the
down-
Minecons.
Yes,
yeah,
we went down to a convention somewhere. Was it in Florida?
it
No.
was.
Was it in Florida?
It was.
Okay, yeah, and you rented
Orlando.
one. I think I left the day before you actually took possession of it or something.
Right, because
I
I
never
didn't
got to
want to
ride
get it while we were just sitting around at the convention. It was after
Exactly.
Minecon ended, and we were going to be there for like another week.
And how'd you like that?
Oh, the thing I liked about it the most was the air conditioned seats.
A true.
They're amazing. Have you ever sat in an air conditioned seat?
Yes, I
No,
have them. You know
no.
what? I use them every single time I get in my car. And not only that, in the wintertime, I still use them. A lot of people use the heated seats. In the winter, I still use the AC seats because like you're in your winter coat and stuff and you get hot and
Yeah.
sweaty in there. Turn on the AC
Yeah.
seats.
What kind of car do you have that has the AC seats?
I have a 2017 Jaguar F-Pace. It's the SUV
Okay.
Jaguar.
I wish that Volkswagen would get on the air. I wonder if you can get them and just added to a vehicle. Like I just
You
want
probably could.
just
Wouldn't
pump some
doubt
cold
it.
air.
Do
up
your
my
own little
butt.
modification. Just like strap a fan to the back of your chair, poke some holes in it, and you're good to go.
The first time you used it, didn't it feel like you kind of had wet your pants?
Yes, absolutely. And that's what everybody says when I turn it on for them in the car. They're like, "Oh, is my seat wet?" No, it's just, it's just cold air on your rumpus.
Yeah. The thing, so I don't. You're probably gonna edit this out, but the thing about driving that Porsche, I don't know if it was the placement of the engine or the air conditioned seats or what, but something vibrated in a way that like it constantly gave me an erection, and it was awkward. It made me not want a Porsche in a way
That's
because it was
amazing.
like
Editing
this
that
car is it's doing things to me that vehicles shouldn't do.
Oh, that stays in 100%.
That's definitely the people need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, that's yeah. Maybe you're like one of those guys. Have you ever watched the show, the weird My Strange Obsession or something it's called?
I've heard of people that have like they get turned on, but that's
Yeah.
not me. I don't see like tailpipes, and I'm like that's for me. No.
You
The
like
thing about the
big
Porsches,
round headlights, right?
Yeah.
right? The big headlights, so round. I didn't even drive the Porsche, but once when I be ready, I was terrified to drive it. Honestly, I let Crystal drive it everywhere we went. I just sat in the passenger seat.
You
except
just
for
sat
one
in the
time.
passenger seat with an erection.
I moved it like 10 feet, and then I did. Yep.
Wow.
So do you
Yeah.
have any future vehicular ambitions? Again, it sounds like a charge you catch.
Right. I mean, I do kind of feel like as my daughter gets older, I'm gonna have to get out of the tiny vehicle club and
Mhm.
move up to something that can hold, the Girl Scout troop or the softball team or whatever. Which I don't know. I don't want to be in a van though. I want to still be in something that looks cool. I do see all these people in the Porsche SUVs, and I feel like there's like some kind of misnomer here that's happening where you can't. There's like an identity crisis where you're in an SUV,
Right.
but it's such an
I'm-
expensive vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Porsche SUVs. They've gotten better over the years, but man, when they first came out, I thought they were hideous, and I just didn't see the point. I still kind of don't see the point. If you want a Porsche, get a Porsche. If you want an SUV, there's other options.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Maybe you should look into that Atlas. Like it's honestly,
I've sat in one. I did a test drive when I was getting my oil changed not too long ago, and I thought the only thing was it's so big. It is so
it
big.
is very big.
Yeah.
It starts
You
only.
know what
at
I would love to have?
$30,000 US. It starts at.
Really? I
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
much higher than that. I guess because I was looking at the one they had on the showroom floor, and it was like
Yeah.
52 or something.
It gets a little higher from there, but the base model is 30,000, and then you can obviously.
Huh. That's a good price, honestly.
Yeah.
I think the Outback we got was like 48.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a lot cheaper. What I would love to have is a VW van.
Oh, like the older vans.
Yeah. They have the dealership I get all my cars from. They have like 8 of them there. They're not for sale. They just keep them in the showroom and they display them. And they have one there that's got the little kitchen on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Ooh,
just
yeah.
the coolest thing to me to think about, like going camping or whatever, and just having your little seats in the back with your little table and
Rolling kitchen.
yeah.
Mumbo has one of those old vans.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
It's a really nice looking one too. He's got a really nice example.
I know, like the ones that I've looked at, just I've always been curious, like what would that cost? And it's not a cheap thing. If you could get one cheap, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, and they're only going up. So if you want one now,
Right.
now's the time to buy one.
I wonder if
Because
they'll ever bring that back. Honestly, I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
surprised they haven't.
that
Yeah.
would be kind of cool, actually. Like a
Why haven't they done that?
modernized version. I feel like it's probably super dangerous. Doesn't the engine like sit below you or something like that?
it's in the back.
Or is it
was
in the back?
The Toyota
it's in the
minivan from like the early '90s was right below the driver.
Was it?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I have a Lego version. I'm trying to remember where I built the engine at in my. That's as close as I get to building a car. It has to be made out of little tiny blocks.
I didn't think it would be in the back because like don't they have like rear doors and stuff?
I think you're right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna look
I
that
think I
up,
must be
too.
thinking of my Lego Beetle.
Volkswagen bus.
Okay, there's a thing saying that it's coming back in 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what it'll look like.
Oh,
'Cause
it is
that
not-
it is
not
in the
good.
back. Confirmed it's in the back.
Okay.
It's coming back as all electric, plug-in.
Oh,
electric.
interesting.
What? That'll be cool.
2022.
That's what it says.
You can hold on to the GSR for a few more years, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
There
Yeah,
you go.
in 4 years, I might be telling you about my electric van.
Also Volkswagen. I feel like at this point, if you got anything other than a Volkswagen, I'd be super disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. I was really disappointed that we had to get that Outback, honestly, because the Volkswagen just didn't have an option. So
I could see you like sitting down and like talking over the pros and cons, and your list of pros is like huge, and then you only have one con. It's not a Volkswagen.
That's kind of what happened, honestly. We were like, man, and the Tiguan price was outrageous, and it didn't compare to that was at the time the closest thing that they had to a family car, and it was just.
What about like the Passat or the what's the big one they have?
We looked at the Passat wagon a lot. We test drove like 6 Passat wagons, and we kept talking about the Passat wagon, and I liked it, but it's price wise and like room wise, the Outback outshone, and just like feature wise too.
The Phaeton, that's the one I was thinking of.
The Phaeton.
Yeah, the Volkswagen Phaeton. That thing looks amazing. Well, inside it looks amazing. Outside it looks like a Volkswagen, but it looks really, really good.
How do you spell Phaeton?
Phaeton.
Oh yeah, this isn't that. Oh, they haven't had this very long. Have they? Oh, no, wait, no, I guess.
2002 to 2016. They don't make them anymore, but back in the day, these were like the things to get if you were like a luxury car aficionado.
It looks like something my grandma would have bought, honestly.
The inside looks incredible, though. They look so luxurious inside.
The Golf Alltrack and Sportwagen look pretty decent, too. The new ones. They look like the
Golf Alltrack
wagons. Yeah,
the Golf Alltrack now.
Oh yeah, it's just a little wagon.
Yeah,
right. That's basically that's a Passat. Is what it is with a different name.
Yeah.
Yep.
This probably competes with the Outback a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder how tall it is. I don't have any picture for scales, like height wise.
Do you need a tall vehicle?
Well, no, but I mean, when you talk about the Outback, it's taller than when you stand beside it. It's above your head, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a 4x4-ish look too, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like it looks a little high off the ground for my tastes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Alltrack's got a raised suspension, and yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be not a wagon, but more of a crossover type thing.
I have found one with a woman standing beside it, so it's not quite as tall as a person. It goes to like to your chin, I guess, in the average person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care like where. I honestly prefer a vehicle that's not like I don't want to sit on the ground, sort of thing. That was the other thing about when I rented that Porsche. I felt a little bit too low.
You could stay in the Volkswagen family and buy like a Lamborghini.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right on that with all my ad
or an Audi, actually, a Bentley.
Audi TT was a car that I always wanted.
Very similar to the Golf, or not the Golf, sorry, the Beetle, the way it looks and stuff, like the shape.
The same car.
Yeah, not the same car.
Well, the thing about the TT is it has non-round headlights, and I think that was the thing that
no deal.
They finally decided it for me. That was the thing I hate about the Tesla too. I was really I don't like the way Teslas look at all. I'm not a fan of their look.
I agree.
What do you think about the new Roadster, Tesla Roadster?
Let me look at a picture.
The new one.
Look at that too, just to refresh my memory. Oh,
it's
yeah,
nice.
those look cool. Here's the thing with Teslas and the not having a grill. You ever see like those TV shows where they show you like the clay sculpture of a vehicle, and then they turn them into real vehicles and they look more like vehicles? Tesla looks like those clay sculptures never evolved from a clay sculpture. Like it just stayed. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. It's like an alien, it's like an alien vehicle or something.
There's no like, I don't know. There's something about it that's just missing.
Well, you can't grill. You put a grill in the front to cool your luggage in the.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's like they put the stickers on for the lights in NASCAR, sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
put a grill sticker on.
Put a sticker on that front of that thing.
That sounds like a great business opportunity, actually.
You sell Tesla stickers, Tesla grills. It does look cool though, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. Anyway, I'm glad you. I'm glad you didn't get the Tesla.
Yeah, I might. I just kind of want an electric vehicle and one that is smarter than me.
Is Volkswagen making electric vehicles now?
Well, I do know they have a plan, but they don't have anything that they've already released now that I know of that's fully
The
electric.
e-Golf is coming out, I think, this year or
Ooh.
next year.
The 2018, it looks like. So yeah, this year.
Okay.
Or you can do
E-Golf.
the Audi A3 e-tron, which is electric, like A3 hatchback wagon-y thing.
Okay. I wasn't even aware of that.
So the
Yeah.
I
E-Golf,
kind of have like not been on the market since I got the GSR, basically.
the E-Golf actually starts at the same price as the Atlas does.
Yep.
And honestly, like money for money, I'd probably rather have the Atlas. It's a 201 kilometer range.
Yeah, I think it's plug-in, like it's a hybrid thing. I don't think it's full electric.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well, that's what I was saying.
The Audi e-tron is hybrid, plug-in hybrid.
Hmm. Who is doing full electric other than Tesla right now?
Toyota's got the what's it called? The little tiny stupid thing.
That's their
little tiny
slogan.
stupid thing.
What do they, don't they have a thing? Not the Yaris, but the
the Prius.
Prius.
The Prius is full
This isn't
electric.
full. It
Is it?
wasn't.
It wasn't before. No, I thought the Chevy Volt was full electric, but I'm not sure about that.
We have no idea.
No,
There's
we're not.
BMW that's full electric.
Oh, it looks like the Chevy Volt also has like a 1.5 liter gas powered range extender. So like an engine. 1.5 liter
Yep.
gas powered range extender. Okay, just slap that thing, connect that thing to the wheels. You're good to go.
All right. So Toyota has something called the EV, which apparently means
that's
electric
right.
vehicle.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
tiny. It's like one of those little things the guy has a little bicycle in the front of.
Oh, I think the Nissan Leaf is fully electric.
Yep. You get the Ford Focus electric too.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
Huh.
And
But isn't Ford stopping vehicle making or something like that? Didn't
A
Ford
lot of
say...
them, yeah.
Okay.
I think they're only making
Yeah.
like the most popular ones, which I don't even know. Was it the Mustang, one of them?
Yeah, I think it's the
Probably.
Mustang and maybe the Focus or something.
Yeah, probably. I've always loved the Focus. I mean, it's no Volkswagen, but
When
Yeah.
no. Look at those headlights.
There's a few full electric cars out there.
those headlights. Yeah, definitely. But stay away from electric cars. They suck. Just kidding, everybody.
No.
I'm all for the environment.
You don't like electric?
I'm not a fan of electric. I think mostly because I'm more of like into the more the classic cars, and I can't merge them together in my mind. It's a weird. I can't really explain
Right.
it. It's like you and your erections in Porsches. It's hard to explain, but I can't really. In my mind, I can't see. It's almost like they're not really cars. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
They're not.
This-
They're not cars. They're just toys with batteries.
Oh man,
No,
I would
fully
love
support
an electric car.
Really?
Well, yeah, like we've
Here's the
talked
thing.
about this before. For my drive, right?
Well, yeah. Your drive is great and all. It will only take you it will only take you one day to regret having an electric car. You know what day that will be? When you forget to plug it in when you get home. Because
Right.
then you're going to
Let's-
wake up the next morning, you're going to have a 2-hour charge time so that you can just make it to work, and you're going to be late.
Well, doesn't the Tesla, the speedy charge thing, isn't that like 15 minutes or something crazy?
Oh, is it
Yeah,
that
it doesn't
fast?
do all the way to 100%, but it does get you enough.
Enough. How much is enough? Like
Yep.
4 kilometers?
Enough, man. Enough.
Until these
man.
batteries can extend the range to like 400, 500, 600 kilometers, then I don't know.
Dude, Teslas are, I think, 400 kilometers.
I
They
don't
are.
trust a
Model S.
thing that Elon Musk says.
Really?
He's a liar. He's been acting a little weird lately in his like social
He has
media
been acting
stuff.
a little weird, but I
Yeah.
mean, it has to go to your head being, Iron Man.
It's being Iron Man. It's funny. Like anytime the world has a problem, he jumps in his little rant. I could fix that. Just watch me. I could fix that. No time. Okay, there, guy.
See, this is how you make a supervillain. You take a guy that has the best intentions in the world to do good, and you piss him off. And he's got so much money, he could make a cave, a lair somewhere, and start being a supervillain.
Oh, he probably has already.
That's probably what he's doing with his boring company.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
making his cave.
Yeah. He's just digging tunnels for easy access to all the different parts of the world.
So Toyota's got this. When I was looking at their electric vehicles, they have this thing called the iRoad. It's they call it the convenience of a motorbike with the comfort of a car. I linked it in the Discord
goodness.
here. It is the tiniest little thing, and it like leans a little bit to the side for some reason. I don't know why that's necessary. So you're always kind of tilting. I feel like you'd be like sitting in your car, just kind of wanting to tilt it back.
That looks terrifying.
Wait, does
one
it drive
wheel
like
on the
that?
back.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Is this thing a legit thing?
It's 870 millimeters in width total. I don't know if I could even fit in the thing.
Yeah.
How many for sale?
What's the range on that thing?
Doesn't say on this.
iRoad. A top speed of 30 miles an hour.
That's like get off the road.
You get a range of around 31 miles.
What?
Wait, is that
This
what
is
it says?
awful.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd
What
have
is
to
this?
fill up 3 times to get to my work.
Yeah. I guess this is just for like in the city commuters, you know? People who need to
Right.
It's really weird. I would not want to be like hit by anything in that.
No, you die.
Yeah, probably.
You're already tilted. You just kind of roll immediately.
It's about
See,
the
now-
size of a casket.
Here's the thing with electric. Yeah, exactly. You're good to go. They'll just bury you. The thing with electric cars is they're all so hideous and ugly. Where Tesla's doing an okay job making them not look stupid.
Yeah, I guess so, but Tesla's also making them look boring.
I like the interior of the Tesla. I want the giant TVs that they have in the dash and stuff.
And I always thought that was funny. Like if you're an electric vehicle, you probably want to save as much electricity as possible. You got a giant 25-inch plasma inside your car.
Very true.
Dude, there's video games on it now.
Is there really?
Yeah, you could do a YouTube channel from inside your Tesla.
Aren't they supposed to be promoting keeping your hands and eyes on the road?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's not important. That part's not important.
No. That's why they got the self-driving thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Guude,
Mm-hmm.
thanks for
Did I get
letting
a
us,
new award?
thanks for letting us in. Yeah, most Volkswagens own.
Yeah.
This podcast brought to you by Volkswagen.
Oh God, man! Whenever that stuff came out about the emissions, I felt like I needed to offend him.
Oh,
I don't know why.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I didn't have a diesel at the time though, so I wasn't. I was like, I don't have a diesel. I'm not involved.
How do you feel about that? Like your hero just gets caught for doing something
It was a
terrible.
little bit of that. It was a little bit of like, oh man, I really like them. Why? Come on, guys.
Well, the good thing is everybody's forgotten about it now because we are we are in an age of super short attention spans. So
Right.
Volkswagen's good.
And a
to
lot
go.
of other companies have been caught for doing the same exact thing since then. They didn't get the whole media hype because
Right.
Volkswagen had already taken the brunt of that.
Yep,
But,
they were the first, so
yeah,
they suffer the
But-
consequences.
but yeah,
They'll always have
it's
a
forgotten.
customer in you.
Right? They will. They will. Forgive and forget.
Thanks so much for joining us, Goodster.
Thank you for having me.
YouTube.com/Guude and Twitch.tv/Guude as well for some fun gaming shenanigans. You guys should check it out. And that will be all for our show this week as I close it off in my soft, supple voice. Because if I yell, things will go terribly, terribly wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys enjoyed Guude and Guude's car history. He's a fan of Volkswagens, I think.
A little bit, maybe. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, and obviously the Counting Crows.
That Mr. Jones. That was stuck in my head.
I know. Great song. Still a great song. You guys should listen to it if you haven't already. You should also listen to our podcast on iTunes, on Android, Spotify, RSS feed. We have a website. We have a Twitter. We have a YouTube. We have an Instagram. And we have much love for you. And a Patreon. Don't forget the Patreon, of course.
Yeah.
If you'd love to support us on Patreon, we'd really appreciate it. Gets you access to our Discord. You can ask us questions that we'll answer in the show. And do you have anything to add?
Well, speaking of Patreon, we just updated the Patreon goals and not goals, tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to cry. No, that's a horrible joke. I'm a dad. It's okay. Updated the tiers to include some swag that's possible coming down soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too much into it, but some stuff, some items, some cool things. Discord, some behind the scenes possible stuff you can see. So it's all there. Sign up, support the show,
And we appreciate all our supporters who have who've signed up already.
Yeah.
So again,
Thank you
so much for listening to this show. My voice is just about to crawl under a rock and die. So I'm going to sign off here. We'll see you in the next, I guess, podcast.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.